Okay.
Sadie, can you please tell us whatever you can and what is appropriate to know about the flash?
The flash at its root is a collapsing of a level of harmony within the collective. And dear ones, know that this is an achievement that it is achieved at the level of the collective. It is a collapsing of distortion to a degree of such intensity of harmony that it creates a, I'm just seeing like a, I'm seeing the image of like an atom bomb, but not like in fire and radiation, but like in, I can see that there's like a clarity in the reverberation that almost feels like a hollowness, but a hollowness that is so densely potentiated with like oddly clarity that it, so let me just see now that instead of describing, I'll just let him keep talking. This is correct. This clarity, this harmony, this coherence is resonant at such a degree and such a level of potency that it is as if it holds within it, yes, the energy of cataclysm, cataclysm of density, of the lower vibrational fields of distortion that can only occur in separation. And when the field aligns to this degree, reaches tips in favor of aligning to this level of coherence, the explosion of this coherence from within your beings is so potentiated with peace, so potentiated in its profundity of love, of coherence, of harmony, of blessing, of source energy that the lower density energies will not sustain. They will be absorbed. They will be disintegrated and absorbed back into the resonance of the source tone, the source frequency, the source harmonic. They were showing me like, say like the energy of, let's just take anger for example, is like this, that resonance vibrates it and it like opens and just dissolves into, like it can't hold its structure anymore. The old densities of separation energies, yes, such as anger and fear, and yeah, they're just kind of taking me on a flow with all those lower things. They will not hold enough structure to align into a frequency that can be maintained in a carrier wave for longer than the coalescence of their uniting. So what that means is even if they wanted to come back together in that form, the harmony is so great that they can't, like, they might be able to collapse, but they can't sustain long enough to become a wave that travels and is felt. Yeah, they're showing me even like within our bodies how, there's things like moving all the time. Like it's said that we have, cancers that occur all the time, but they just never turn into anything. Like they could start and then disintegrate. They're saying, yes, these energies, these lower fields are a cancer to the biological systems. They are not inherently a part of what you are. They were an experiment. They were a trial, and the trial is over, dear ones. You are on the trajectory. The harmony is already beginning to cohere, beginning to become what you have referred to as islands of light. You are already igniting the flash within yourselves when you bring yourself into our energetic harmony, energetic coherence. When you are doing as such, we spoke of the other day in snuffing out those lower vibrational energies. We are not encouraging you, dear ones, and this is for Maggie. We are not encouraging you to spiritually bypass these things. You have served your field well today by being willing to feel and release these vibrations. This is healing. This is part of the ascension. It is the lifting. It is the habit of allowing those lower density emotions and energies to take root within you. As soon as you align to them in belief, this is when you have impregnated your field with a frequency that densifies your energy and brings you down. So if there are vibrations as such that you have been feeling that are causing anxiety, yes, these do need to be released. We are not telling you to snuff those ones out. What we are acknowledging, dear one, is that when any of you have a habit of allowing these thoughts that turn into beliefs become such because you let them breed, you let them infest themselves within your field. It is not negating the larger vibrations that are coming up to be healed. It is not bypassing what is still holding you down. Those require ascension. They require being lifted into the harmony, and the visualization that this one spoke of is exactly how that happens. They are in your field as a density. They are tight in the way they align, and they are maintaining their own form. And as these higher vibrations resonate around them, they begin to cause a shaking of sorts in the matrix of that held energy, and you could say it destructures the bonds that hold those energies together, and bit by bit, as they have more space within them, that is how they are rising to the surface to be seen and to be released. So you have done a great service to yourselves and to the collective today by releasing these energies that you allowed to exit your system, allowed to reach a level where enough space and enough coherence has penetrated their depths and allowed them to denature, to come apart at their seams, to lose their density and identity as such. And in so doing, they have been reabsorbed into the harmonic field. So circling back, this is a microcosm of what is occurring at the planetary level in the macrocosm. You are creating bubbles, what has been defined as islands of light, bubbles of coherence that are beginning to spread. And as they do, what were previously disjoined bubbles are uniting and creating bigger bubbles. And as this continues to occur, those beings, those geometries, those energies, those identities that are choosing to align to the higher, these are the ones creating the flash. And when that flash comes, it is an energy that is that meets you because you have chosen it, because you have aligned to it. You ignite it within yourselves. You reach a level of coherence that the light that you carry becomes blinding. But no, dear ones, yes, we are showing this one the image of a lightning strike, that as this occurs, if you have ever seen a lightning strike, you can see that the lightning comes both from the ground and the sky. This is when the flash that we refer to as the flash, because be acknowledged, dear ones, that you are creating micro flashes in your own bodies, in your own fields every day when you choose to align to the higher harmonic of peace and coherent energies. You are creating micro flashes of light. These are already occurring. These are occurring even as medium flashes of light as your beings, your bodies, your fields align to the higher vibrations that are now gaining momentum, gaining traction, gaining frequency, gaining force, gaining impact on your planet. These medium, even flashes of light, are indeed part of the great flash. The one that is referred to as the flash of light is when the coherence of all of those independent bubbles comes together to such a degree that it reaches a threshold. I have goosebumps in my whole body. Whew, wow. Reaches a threshold where the collective energy, I'm just seeing it like a bomb exploding. It's just like it's like an immediate cataclysmic flash. And it's like when we reach that, it's also, it comes in, it's like we bring it up from below and the solar bodies bring it in from above, but it's like it's been there and waiting the whole time. It's not like this thing that's traveling from somewhere. It is a level of coherence that when we step into it, then the line is connected, and that is what allows it to ricochet out. And I'm just interpreting now, obviously, what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing that what we've heard of as like the bifurcation, the flash of light, the reason it doesn't happen for everyone is because those who it's not in their current timeline to go to that next, to be involved in that ricochet that releases the density, they will stay and continue in whatever timeline that they're on in the energy that exists now. So it's like I'm seeing that as how I've never really gotten it, how there's some people just aren't going to be part of it. And now I can fully see it. I can see exactly why it happens, why that is how it is. It's like that was not part of their agreement to be part of it. And there's those who that just is, and it's not right or wrong. It's that this just is what is happening. There are people who are going to just keep on going in the old density, in the timelines that are being created there that are not infested with the same level of coherence and light. But as this coherence, I'm seeing it like like plasma, almost like a clear, slightly shimmery substance that has like an actual like mass to it. But it's like as we each continue to build and they keep gathering, it's like the flash occurs when we reach this threshold where it's so profound that there's no more separations and it ricochets out. And that's the moment where we jump to a new dimension because the old denser energies just don't collapse into being anymore. They just don't, they can't stay, they can't resonate in that field. So that's how the new earth has, like, why we don't have crime and murder and fear. It literally, those vibrations they just cannot collapse into being because the field is so resonant that they can't. There's no, like, I don't know how else to describe it except that like the field is resonating so strongly and so coherently at that higher level that there isn't enough magnetism. Those little energies cannot resist the force of the positive to bring them back. Like they can't collapse down enough to create, like to exist.
Uh, when you talk about the flashlight, is this something like we're each independently going to experience? Or it's a flash of light that we're going to see some, I don't know, in the world? Like, I don't.
Yeah, the flash of light, the big one, is the moment when we actually ascend to a higher level vibration where we will have a noticeably different life experience.
Yeah, but in our lifetime?
Yes.
In all together, right?
Yeah,
All together. Do
altogether.
you channel a time frame around that? Do you receive?
2030? It's a joke.
The timeline is always moving because timelines are this. They are coalescences of probabilities and they flux, they flow. When, oh, they're giving me so much all at once. Slow it down and separate it out. They're showing me how like um you know how it's kind of been said that like our media or our like powers that be have been doing things to create fear. The timeline that we're on toward that, the momentum is so strong that it cannot be stopped, but there somehow it is known that any actions that will cause like a reverberation of lower density energies are making the path veer a little bit or slow down. So that's why we see so many atrocities that have been done on purpose. They're done because they're trying to keep that flash from occurring because it works. Because anytime humans go into doubt, fear, negativity, we are slowing down the coalescence of the higher frequencies. And so
COVID.
COVID, exactly, COVID or war or any of that is it's and even like
That's why there's so
there's
many men in power and not women to
well,
keep it.
there's just so much of that there. Let me just let them speak. This is correct, dear one, but the invitation is to be in your awareness around these without making those powers that be wrong. Because as soon as you align yourself in a frequency of wrongness or judgment, you have brought yourselves back down to that level where your path has been diverted from harmony, from coherence. Do you understand the profundity of this message, dear ones? You are seeing these atrocities unfold around you across your planet. There are intentional, some of these actions, these choices are intentional to stave off the flash of light. And when you go into judgment about them, about the beings that are making those choices, you are giving yourself to the lower timeline. There is no more tender way to deliver this message. There is no way to sugarcoat the fact that when you decide that you are superior because you are already in the light, you have taken yourself out of the light when you make your brethren wrong. Do you understand how significant this is? You in your spiritual righteousness, not just you who are here listening now, you as the embodied beings on the planet have been tricked. You have been manipulated and fallen victim to your own indoctrination into this old paradigm by taking sides, by trying to be better than. You are falling into the separation from which you are asking to be relieved. Your brethren are such without separation in the eyes of the source. Those beings making that choice to divert the timeline are as worthy of God's love as the next standing next to them, choosing the light with a candle and an incense in their hand. You are all beings of source. Their choice is their choice. Where you hold the power is to remove yourself from that influence at the same time as choosing a different pathway for yourself without going into the righteousness of making another wrong. This is a challenging message to hear. And we hold you in our arms, in our wings, because until this message rings home, you are holding yourselves back from the flash of light. You are taking yourself off the path by prioritizing your superiority over your light, over your unity. And it is an affliction. It is an addiction. It is a disease that humanity must heal in order to call forth the flash of light. We say call forth because indeed, dear ones, this is what you are doing. When you step back onto the path of light, the trajectory leading you into coherence, you cannot also hold the energies of judgment, of superiority, of separation, of making your brethren wrong for their choices. God, I feel it so strongly. This has been like the same kind of message that the Paul Selig's guides have been talking about for years. And I had to tune out for a while because it just felt very like kind of preachy, but I can feel it now. Like I can feel it in my body. I can feel that vibration when we go into like, oh, they're so awful because they've created this thing. It's like, it's not that you can't witness what they've chosen. You just can't judge them for it. You have to choose coherence in your own field. And when we do that, that is the only thing that is keeping us on the path to the ascension.
Mm.
So it's like they're showing me, be aware of everything. Don't put your head in a hole, but just notice when you've judged anyone for anything. And that is taking, it's like you just tipped over and you're in darkness now. And you bring yourself back to the light when they can make those choices and you're not going to let it affect you. And that is where the true power is.
Mm.
So we show you this because of the question about a timeline. The question of the time. I'm having a hard time saying it because I don't even want to say it out loud.
Come on.
Yeah. They're saying you must. Okay, let me get out of my own way here. Oh my God, I'm teetering. Can you feel me? I'm like, ooh, ooh, ooh. You each hold the timeline in your own hands, dear one. Imagine you're showing me like the church song when I was like, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. But it was, I saw myself as like a child in church when I was a kid, but the idea is like we're each holding this candle, and that idea of the snuffer, it's like every time we start to go into righteousness or superiority, or these are the ways that the spiritual communities have been inadvertently, we're playing into the dark energies when we think of ourselves as better or somehow elite because we are of the light, as we're sitting here channeling and then we go, oh, they're horrific or they're awful for what they've done. And so it's like they're showing me that we have been manipulated against ourselves by the need to be right and righteous, but they're saying, let them say it. This little light of mine is an accurate tone. It is not just an invitation, it is a clarion call to you each, dear ones. Can you feel it? Oh my God, yeah. Can you feel it? It is a beacon from within yourselves, aligning to your own truth, the source of all things, that is the coherent light within you. It is there, it is present. We invite you each to tune in within yourselves in this now, dear ones. You have asked about the timeline. We will tell you. Align here. There is a beacon resonating from within you each that calls you home. This is your true frequency. This is the source of who and what you are. This is the flash. We are showing you this now to realize, and by realize, we mean to make real the potency and power that you have, that your choice has in the world, in the collective. You can bring the flash of light right now if, as a collective, you all were to tune in, to turn in, to align within you to the infinite source of your being, the coherence, the harmony, the frequency, the resonance. If everyone were to, in this moment, turn from projecting awareness out, release their attachment to their points of view being correct, and attune inwardly to this frequency of truth that is resonating more powerfully every day within the beings on your planet, the flash of light would happen in this moment. This is a message about the profundity of your alignment, of where you choose to direct your attention and to align your core frequency, align in truth, in source, and you become a lighthouse that is already emitting a flash of light that invites your brethren, your brothers and sisters on planet with you to do the same. A lighthouse that is the light in the storm, drawing the ships closer as another ship comes closer. When they come into your bubble of light, your field of harmony, the more you are willing to be the beacon of this alignment, be the beacon of your own coherence, your own peace, your own joy, your own truth. That is what is creating the flash. There is no timeline in a linear way. The flash of light is brought closer, brought sooner by your alignment to your inherent truth, and it is moved farther away when you diverge from this resonance. We believe that in this moment, the message has been received. There are codes of light that have been installed in all of your fields, in your hearts, in your solar chakra, in your root chakras, in your crown. You will unfold, you will discover these in the coming days, in your dreams. They will begin to open for you. They will ignite new levels of resonance, of coherence within your energetic fields. You are the beacon, you are the lighthouse, you are here to shine in your truth. Be the beacon, be the lighthouse in the storm. The storm is raging around you, dear ones. Be grateful that you know something that holds you in safety, regardless of the storm around you. Your light is sovereign, is clear, is truth. If you align to nothing else but this, you will have served in the highest way that is possible for an embodied being. We thank you.